Howdy, everybody. Howdy, howdy.
Hi. Ben, I think something. Yeah, Ben, there's a problem with your camera. You need to turn. Yeah, your camera.
You're sideways.
Turn the cap. Okay, it's all right. I've
There you are.
I only have Zoom on my mobile. There we go. Let's try and balance your area then. Oh, there we go. I thought it was being all clever setting up there as well. I didn't even think about going sideways on. There we go. That'll do, won't it? How you doing, guys?
Hey, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. Breathing a big sigh of relief this morning.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? So did I. It came in last minute. It always comes down to the wire. I don't know why it always does that. There's always that one hero that just takes us over the threshold. And today our hero didn't make himself known, so I don't even know who did it. But somebody did. So whoever you are, hero.
Thank you to that hero, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, really looking forward to everything now.
Yep. I'll intro.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's give it another minute or two as everybody sort of slumbers and piles in one at a time.
Let's get a couple of the obvious links up here first. I'm not 100%. I believe Fabrice may be joining us as well.
Well, if not, you can handle it, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming it's not going to be too much of a grilling.
It'll be simple.
Nah, that's all right. Good stuff.
Hi, guys. Ben, you look very organic. It feels like you've been with us for years now.
Right? Like, he feels like a regular now.
Hey, right, regular guest slot or something like that. Brilliant. There we go. What was that? There we go.
Okay, well, I guess we can start, right? So, hi everyone. Big day today. Lots of conferences, one after another. Just got off an amazing call with the African Blockchain Institute. Amazing work and progress, guys. Exciting things happening there and in the African subgovernance, I would say just in general. I'm going to make an announcement at the end of the call about another call that we'll be having in exactly, 2 hours. If you can make it at 2 p.m. UTC, 3 p.m. Central European time, it'll be on how to write DeBots. So basically a tutorial, and our dear friends from Africa will likely be there as well. So anyway, I'll save that for last. Again, welcome. Thank you for coming. As always, this is weekly update number 39 for the third week in a row now. It's going to be all about tech, which I love, makes my life easier, but it also means good things are happening, applications, so forth. Quick catch up for me, and we have Ben with us here. I only have one today, which is that the Dune network went through a long and rigorous, I would say, voting process with their community to see if they were for or against the merger with Free Ton. And as the numbers look right now, it's a landslide. They're for it. They're all for it. They're excited. The chats are, lit up. And to reciprocate, we put Free Ton's position to a vote, and literally, an hour ago, it passed. So it looks like we're headed for the first ever on-chain merger in blockchain history, which is just that's just fantastic. So, Ben, you're here. You want to start us off? Just tell us a little bit about what steps lay ahead. What we have to look forward to, and how you guys see this.
Yeah, well, fantastic. First of all, thank you ever so much to everyone who voted, obviously. It's been a very anxious few days. So, obviously, as you said, it was a landslide pretty much on our side. In favour, it was practically 90% for in terms of the actual numbers of votes. In terms of actual people, it was only a few people who are still against it. But with these big things, there's always going to be fors and against. Moving forward, yeah, there's a lot of work for tech guys to do. I feel for them. They are essentially going to try and create a template model for this going forward now. So, like you said, this is a first of its kind, decentralized M&A. We want it not to be the last of its kind, basically. So there'll be the process of developing smart contracts on our end, which will obviously allow the Dune holders to make the transition across. You'd have to speak to the tech guys to see exactly how they're going to go about this, but I know there's been a lot of chatter on their side. From there, obviously, we're going to look to make this a big part of the tooling for Ton, essentially. So that's going to, I think it's a massive proposition for the whole crypto community going forward, really. Yeah. Like you said, lots and lots of positive chatter. The Dune networks fly with GIFs at the minute, which I do like a good GIF. So yeah, very happy. I'm very chatty at the moment. This one. So yeah, busy couple of months ahead. Definitely.
Awesome. And in response to some of the comments that were made, the token transition is being vested, so to make sure everything is secure. And as I understand, there's going to be a DeBot that's going to be written actually before any financial exchanges actually occur. But man, this is a first. It's going to be a big PR piece. Yeah. I love it.
Going to be huge. Going to be huge.
Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it.
No.
I know, Cyril. Oh, did you have something more? I'm sorry.
No, sorry. After you.
Okay. I know Cyril wanted to say a few words, but he's on the TGV right now. He's on the train. He's on in the tunnel underwater, which means I see he's got his iPhone. He's here, but I don't know if he's able to talk. If not, we can get a few words from Cyril at the end. Cyril, are you with us, or are you still? Oh, yep, he's with us.
Hey, yeah, guys, I'm around. I'm very sorry. I'm actually in a train blocked since a few hours because of a delay, so I'm not sure you're hearing me correctly. If not, I'm just gonna stop speaking. Just a few words about that. I'm also very excited about it. I think crypto and the blockchain space is also part of the tech space. And since 30 years, if you look at the tech space, you see a lot of small M&A like this coming. A lot of small team every month going to Twitter, Facebook, Amazon, Airbnb, and all of those big companies, because larger projects always need fresh talent and people to basically help building. And so that's something that is very common, I would say, in the tech space. And I think crypto and blockchain space will move toward these trends of acquiring some small teams. Because if you look at the market right now, there is so many small team and big teams working on layer 1 protocols. I can basically quote 20 or 30 layer 1 protocols doing kind of all the same thing with the same objectives, and at the end only few will win, right? And so those team will basically need to merge or join other larger projects and in order to win. So I think that's a good step, and that's something that we are currently pioneering at Triton with Dune, and I think it's a good thing, and I think there will be more and more in the future. This is also why the tool that we are all going to build for this acquisition and this merger will certainly be reused in the future if Return sees more opportunities and the community approves those opportunities in the future. That was my 2 cents. I won't stay too long because I'm afraid I'm going to have a bad network in 2 minutes again.
No worries. Thank you, Cyril. Thank you. Thank you, Cyril. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
A couple of words, Ron, as well. And the reason I'm excited and I voted positively on the forum about this merger is that it's a great community, and Ben is actually leader of the community. That will certainly strengthen the network, and it would be complementary, I'm sure, because geographically even there is like, it's very complementary the way our communities stack up. It's quite a few cool use cases, and also I'm excited about Origin Labs, the core developer of the network, originally coming from Tezos, joining with some great experience, with some great PhD folks, and I can see some of them on this call actually, who can do stuff like formal verification. Recall we had only basically one team in the community who was doing this Provendo, and now they're joining in. So it's going to be amazing contribution from the technical capabilities building standpoint. That's my 2 cents on this.
Thank you, Alex. And Fabrice is here. Am I pronouncing that correct? I was trying to brush up on my French. Is it Fabrice?
Yes, it is. Yes, we are all very excited to be part now of a Freeton community. And indeed, we have a lot of things to do in the next months just to implement the merger. But then we'll be able to hopefully contribute with our formal method skills on the tooling in general, developing skills to the community. At least we hope that we can do as much as we can, and especially with indeed our experience of Tezos on Dune network, who are in some way we are network with complementary goals from Freeton, and so we hope we can contribute this part which are complementary.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Fabrice. Okay, so there you have it. That was my that was the update. So now, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Very exciting. Let's move on to the techie geeky stuff, where I will sit quietly and let Mitja talk. Listen, we'll like always, we'll have a Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions, please save them until the end, and we'll make sure and try to get to everybody or as many of you as possible. And let's get to the Rust Cup. I know a lot of you are anxious, have a lot of questions, waiting for updates. So we have them. Mitja has them. So if you'd like to go.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. So the drone said like I will going to talk for an hour. I won't. So it will be quite compressed. So first of all, the DePool, as you know, contract has been pushed to production version 3, and I know that many of you have started to deploy that contract already, and the distribution of both the lock and the vesting stake into these DePools will commence, right now, more or less, like today, maybe. So Sergey can talk more about that. Generally, there were questions about, has it passed formal verification? So formally, it did not yet, because there will be a third stage of the contest for formal verification of DePools, and only after that stage, everything will be kind of sealed. But because Provendo has been working on this contract for almost 9 months, I think, something like that, you can imagine that while technically it's not formally verified, for all practical purposes, it is. You can see that there were some changes in the contract, and all these changes were a result of the actual formal verification being performed. So we are quite certain, and when I say we, I mean Aton Labs and Provendo, that there are no bugs in the smart contract. Moreover, basically, well, we knew that long ago already, but what happened, it kind of was relating not to the bugs in smart contract itself. We didn't find any actually, but lately, but to the interaction of the DePool smart contract with the rest of the blockchain, meaning with elector smart contract and so on, and to accommodate some scenarios which are, of course, extremely unlikely, where bugs in other contracts could make something could make DePool work in a not correct fashion. And again, despite the fact that probably the bugs in these smart contracts, like an elector smart contract, would cause the network to go down anyway. So like probably it wouldn't matter too much for the DePool on that, because then the fork would anyway be necessary to perform. But nevertheless, we try to mitigate all these potential, even very unlikely scenarios, because it's as in a practice of zero tolerance towards a kind of likelihood of something that can happen. So yeah, bottom line, we're pretty certain that this is as good as it gets in terms of the lack of bugs in this smart contract. So we are now quite okay to put lock stakes and vesting stakes for 24 months and 18 months subsequently, and we're going to do that now. Now, going forward, in terms of the formal verification of the step 3 of this smart contract, we actually, while working on the improvements of the design of the tip 3 kind of style, if you know what I mean, we of course arrived to the conclusion that we can now actually implement DePool in a completely different and decentralized way, more or less. That's just an idea. There is not a formal architecture for that, but it is possible, we're quite certain. So the next version of DePool may not be necessarily like this version of DePool, this current architecture, and we might want to implement a completely different decentralized architecture for DePool as well, like in tip 3 tokens, which would be way more scalable, of course, because now DePool is working in a way, as a ledger of all the stakes, which obviously limiting. So that's an idea. We will discuss that inside the formal verification subgovernance and also maybe some other subgovernance developer experience as well. And we will decide what the community wants to do with that. Does the community want to write a new DePool smart contract with the distributed architecture and run a contest for that? So that will be a discussion, up to the discussion. Now, okay, so that's one thing. Of course, another thing.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, absolutely.
Did you meant by distributed? Did you mean that it will be some kind of each stake will have its own like contract, and the transfer stake will mean like contract calls another contract and pushing the event to DePool route and calculating accumulating steps like in the root contract. Right?
May I just interject for a second? I know everybody's excited, but can we save all the questions until the Q&A session?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah, so basically this is the idea, correct. So I'm very excited about Dune merger myself, and I'm welcome, of course, the All Ups guys to Friton, and now we will accelerate the formal verification subgovernance, but I'm sure that Labs guys will not only participate in that activity, but also with DeFi and all of that. So I'm very, very excited about that. I think it's a great addition to technically and technologically to Friton community. Looking forward to work with you guys. It's like great. So now next move to Rust Cup. RustNet is up and running now, and there is a new kind of updated version of the node that all who wish to participate in Rust Cup need to upgrade, and then sync with the RustNet, and then get your stake. And there is then just a warm up session before the race. So the session starts now, basically. You are welcome to join and just run, your nodes for a few days. Now, the start of the cup will be, exact date of the start of the cup will be, announced later a little bit, but it will be either Friday or Monday, I think. So like 2 potential dates. And that's also, it also depends on the DevOps subgovernance contest when it is going to be finished, because I thought it's also prolonged. So I have no idea right now what, when it will be finished. But anyway, so I think Friday or Monday. If you have any updates about the DevOps, Senia, please.
Yeah, Kyle, it is prolonged till Monday right now. Oh no, still Saturday. Yes, so
Saturday,
probably, yes, the better option will be to start on Monday. But if it's like an urgent, we were discussing to just upload some works earlier, and just if it's like really important. But
no, I think if you finish on Saturday, then I think Monday is okay, and we'll start on Monday then. So here it goes. This is this is the decision. Then we'll start on Monday unless something else like catastrophic happens. So we will start now. This I just want to make sure that everyone understand that this race will not be. It will be unlike Magister Ludi in terms of intensity. There won't be any quiet dates. There won't be any quiet moments in that. We will start immediately from load. The load will be there all the time, and it will be just regulating the load. There is a whole set of new smart contracts that we have written, especially for the testing of the network. So you should prepare, to kind of to handle that all. As I said, restarts are possible. So yeah, that's more or less on the Rust Cup. Hope we'll have, if we have some questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Yep. So yep, we'll leave those for the end. I think the next thing we wanted to talk about, correct me if I'm wrong, is the DGO, the decentralized governance organization subgovernance. Decentralized governance organization subgovernance. I know we wanted to talk about it last week because there were some contests that we wanted to that you wanted to run, but that didn't happen. It wasn't ready, and it's ready now. Correct?
Yeah, that's right. I have published yesterday a draft for the kind of informal specifications, second draft of second edition, still draft of the BFT governance, practical BFT governance proposal. And it's not final, but we already discussed yesterday on the call that we're going to run the contest for the smart contracts of implementation of the BFT governance protocol will be on the forum starting. I hope tomorrow. By the end of the week, we should be anyway collecting all the feedback and and then vote for the contest by the end of the week to start. Now, the idea is that it won't be very strict, meaning that it won't be any particular formal specifications for the implementation of this thing. So you're basically taking the paper, the BFT governance paper, and you implement the way you like. The only requirement kind of will be that you need to have a DeBots to every smart contract you run, and the smart contracts need to be implemented in C++ or Solidity languages. Now, there might be some other minor details that will be there in terms of requirements, but you are free to to build any architecture or propose any kind of changes to if they are within in line with the BFT governance kind of proposal. So, and then for the front end, there was also an idea that because of the smart contracts and the DeBots will be implemented, and now with the second contest will be implemented for whole governance to zero. So we will have we already have 2 implementation of SMV with DeBots. We will have an implementation of all the contest jury, smart contracts, and everything around that with the second contest and the DeBots around them. So basically the front end contest idea is that you take these two systems and you need to implement an interface for all of its functions, for all of its DeBots. That's it. So the way you want to do that, it's up to you, more or less. And we have discussed that yesterday as well, and the proposal for the implementation itself will be prepared by our squad team for front end, and they will present it on Monday. So it will be almost simultaneously 2 contests running. There are some nice pools of prizes in this, and I hope some teams will join both, and as many as possible to implement this. I think it's very exciting stuff, and you can learn a lot by implementing these smart contracts, because I think the complexity of this thing is like so big, and our ability to actually within 2 to 3 months to implement such a system, I think it took Aragon 3 years to implement. So I think that is a great evidence on how actually versatile this smart contract platform is, the Freeton, and how great are the developers' tools, and how greatly talented are people in the community who are participating in all that. So thank you all, guys. I really hope you will participate in that and enjoy that, and we have some fun. There are some quite good prize pool as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitja. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to move to the Q&A session now. We got done pretty quick, which is great. Just want to quickly reiterate, in exactly, well, just about an hour and a half, there's actually going to be a free tutorial by Ton Labs on how to write DeBots. So that's 2 p.m.
Yeah, let me say maybe a couple of words about that.
Please,
so we'll run a
DeBot
session.
DeBot goodies.
Yeah. We'll start the session. There will be all major developers of DeBot, like Nikita, the DeBot engine, and Andrew from C++, and Michael from which writes the many DeBots, and there will be online Zoom call. So if you're a developer, you want to join, just drop a line to Roma, and he will let you in. There are some few people who already expressed their desire to do. We will basically run kind of explanation of how the new version of DeBots will work, show you DeBots that already done. For example, DePress DeBot, which is part of PR contest, will be delivered today, and we will deliver that on this stream. And you will be able to ask any questions, any practical questions you want. For example, if you want you have a problem with the code or something that you want to write some DeBot and you have some questions, we will just do it online with you. So please join.
Thank you, Mitja. Thank you, everybody. Let's get questions. Let's get the questions from the people who are here on the Zoom call. Go. You're not going to make me go through this again, are you? Come on. I'm going to start picking you guys out one by one.
I have a question about the Dune. Do we have any when it's gonna happen?
Sorry, can you repeat?
I think the question was about when it's gonna happen. That's the question, right? Yeah. When all the tools will be developed, basically. I think that stands for Ben, right?
Sorry, just take myself off mute there. Yes, the timeline we're working with is roughly between 1 and 2 months, depending on, obviously, the implementation and development of the tooling. It's better to do it right than do it quick, I think is the way I see these things. I'm sure Fabrice, obviously, is singing from the same hymn sheet there. But obviously, time is the essence as well. So about 1 to 2 months, like I say, as Fabrice mentioned in the AMA. Sorry, can people hear me there? I'm getting a bit
Oh,
of
yeah,
feedback
yeah,
on my
yeah,
end.
we
yeah,
can hear.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's all right. I'm stuttering because I can hear myself coming back at me then for a second. But
Yeah, yeah, you're coming in clear.
That's brilliant. Does that answer your question, No? No?
Yeah, I think so. I think you did.
Fantastic.
Okay, next question. Ivan, you wanted to ask something, I believe. And I cut you off and told you to wait.
I already answered Ivan's question, I think.
You did.
Okay. Anything else?
Probably I have a question.
Okay.
And again, probably to Mitja. Some guys are asking, will Tonlabs release a DePool script for for Node?
Yes, we will try to do that. Yeah, in the just maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. But yeah, we're planning to release all the scripts around the deployment of the validator and the node. So whenever.
Because like some participants of DevOps contest are trying to use some scripts also, and someone is waiting. So just to clarify. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we absolutely will. Version 3 of DePool has some changes, slight changes in its methods, like for the lock stake and vesting stake, for example, and stuff like that. So it need to be accommodated. So we're working on that.
Okay, thank you.
Next. This can be anyone. This can be anyone at all.
Maybe YouTube, or do we have questions there?
Well, we have a combined total of 3 questions, one from
let's do
YouTube, 2 that were written in. Okay, and some of these might be rhetorical, but I want to voice them out loud so people realize that I'm actually posing them in the conversation. When will the Solidity elector contract be published?
Oof, that's a tough one. Well, it will be tested in RustCup because, as you know, RustNet is working on this Solidity elector contract, and once it's tested there, because as you know, there will be also slashing on RustCup as well, which works with the elector and for dynamic slashing part. And so once we tested it all, we will then obviously release it, and there will be a contest for formal verification of this stuff. So I guess by the end of, like, when we finish RustCup, then we will more or less at the time when we will, publish it.
Okay, when will DeBots be ready in TonSurf?
One after another, like not giving me any rest.
And the next one's no easier.
Looking forward. Bye. Well, it's work in progress because DePool's engine changed quite substantially from the public alpha version that you have now, and will move to beta together with the release of Surf. It's because of the move to the, instead of actions, it is interface based approach. And of course, this interface had to be implemented and then supported by the browser. So it takes a little time, but well, hopefully, soon. Where is the famous sticker? Working on that, guys. Working very hard. Like really, for us, this is one of the most important milestones to get DePools and to get DeBots into the Surf.
Okay, thanks. First, I'll read the question the way it was written. When DePress, sir?
Today.
Just that simple. I was actually gonna say I think he
that's
means
easy.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
DePress DeBot for the PR contest. It will be ready today.
So don't get depressed.
Don't get depressed. DePress is coming for you. Take your pills. Don't forget.
Okay, Ivan, go ahead.
Yeah, wanted to ask, is there any progress.
Terrible.
Can you
terrible.
be more
Yeah.
like louder, please?
Yeah. Is there any progress or insights on RTDB stuff? Because we like struggling a bit with that.
Did you get that?
Yes, I did. That's question about the real-time database implementation in Freeton. And that's not question to me, it's question to DevX subgovernance. But
like you mentioned that it may work on the current storage implementation, like Ton protocol, like so how Ton stores the data in blockchain. The same you said the same way will RTDB work. So the only like I don't know who to ask except you, because like you're knowledge holder of how this works.
Yes. No, I can comment, but it's you know, we need to, like, the Ton Labs team cannot now be kind of busy with that because we have the Rust Cup and we need to kind of finish that program. Now, we need to kind of coordinate maybe with DevX and having a joint discussion about that sometimes, you know, or maybe let's talk about this on Thursday. And we may start working on that. You know, the Rust node is public. So, you know, we can start a contest on some preparations about that, some research. So yeah, but it's not my call. So we need to talk about that on Thursday.
Yeah, just because we have like this SMB stuff coming soon, governance stuff coming soon, and there will be a lot of like texts, data on the blockchain. And for now, the way how it works, it's like pretty dirty.
Well, I don't think these are the same developers. The developers who are going to probably want to implement RTDB I don't think they're the same developers who participate in the smart contract contest. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, nevertheless, I mean, yeah, we should parallelize some work. But again, it's not the question to me. I cannot really comment on that. Let's discuss that on Thursday.
Okay, and Alex, please go ahead.
Yeah, just a small, for Mitja, small addition. Could you be so kind to put your practical BFT governance to any media that we could post our comments before you will make proposal for contest, so we have any chance to make some correctness changes to it?
Well, yeah, well, I will post it on the forum, and then, you know, it will be open for comments.
So could you do it today?
No, because I'm still working. It's still in draft form, so I'm still working on that. There are some things. I got a feedback yesterday on the call, and there is some other feedback that I get from people who are reading that, which you know, I need to incorporate into this. So I will incorporate that first, because my schedule now is really suck. I have like meetings which runs from morning to the bloody evening. So the only time I can work on that is at night. So therefore it takes a little longer, but I hope, you know, today night I will be able to get some version which is like, you know, which I can post.
So if I have comments, where I could
just write it to me.
Send it.
Just write it to me in chat. Just shoot it in the chat.
Okay, Vladimir Maslikov, you're on, brother.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hi. I think yesterday or a couple of days ago talked to one of the Magister Ludi validators, and they expressed some concerns which I'd like to share with the community. So basically they did the math, So we have three things going on. We have quite a low yield staking yield right now. We are launching, we extended the vesting, right? We had, I think, a couple meetings ago agreed on that. And we are planning to put a more resourceful Rust validator in some future, which to their calculations would, they say, make it like pretty unprofitable to work with, because they did the math, how much they earned for current staking, the yield went down, they need more resources for the Rust node, plus we extended the vesting. So what they told me, the math, the economics doesn't work anymore, or they're close to zero. Do we have any plans to change that? So can we say to them that we are kind of looking into this problem?
Yeah, let me comment maybe.
Okay.
I don't. First of all, I don't think the problem exists. Like, I understand anyone can calculate whatever kind of in different ways the same thing in economics. You know, it's quite possible. But so when you talk about 8% low yield, I mean, it's maybe low in comparison with what? With some shitty coins, which pays
no,
you 20?
No, Mitja, actually Solana and Polka are giving around 13 to 14% at the
No,
moment.
that's not
so
correct.
It's really yield.
That's not
I
correct.
think I just rechecked
that's not correct.
it. I rechecked it.
That's simply not
week.
correct. I checked it also. It's
and,
just
and
not
what
correct.
What percent? I saw 13, 14.
Well, and there are two different polkas and two different percentage, but the mainnet polka, it gives you like
No, I'm
5.
not talking about Kusama. I'm talking about polka.
Yeah, I think it's like 5.7, something like that, if I checked. But anyway, what the point is this, like, again, it's my view on that. The yield on the platform should not come from just, you know, the yield on the regular validation. If we increase that without increasing use cases, transactions, and so on, what will happen is that, you know, because you need to calculate in the yield also the price, right, to change. So if you increase the yield, it's very simple. It's inflation, right? You create the emission, which creates inflation of the price. And what?
Yeah, I mean,
it's never-ending kind of calculation. You understand that?
Yeah, I understand. It's very important. I forgot to say that it's adjusted to current price. Of course.
Yeah, well, exactly. The current price in part is a result of certain things, like and one of these things is emission, of course. So by increasing emission, you will increase the amount of tokens maybe the validator gets and decrease the amount of price they have for these tokens, right? If they want to sell. So
I agree.
It's right. So that these calculations, first of all, so this is a big flow in these calculations, right? It's not linear. So that's one thing. Another thing is that we need to incentivize the right kind of behavior, meaning that the right economical behavior in some way. And the Rust Cup incentivizes what I think is good behavior towards the network, right? Because people in Rust Cup, if they want to stake there in this new DePools, they will need to kind of lock the tokens for a longer period of time, basically hodling them, which decrease the pressure of the price of the token and helps everyone. Another dynamics that they are probably not counting on is that the increase in the amount of stakes that has been put into Rust Cup also put pressure on the Ludi DePools to actually increase their stake, or they will be cut off, right? So when they will so if some of these DePools will be cut off, then again the yield increases, right? So it's in a kind of balance thing, and staking is not infinite. Like if you just stake all the tokens, the yield will be low, very low. Like let's say let's presume you stake all the tokens which are outstanding, like all the tokens. The yield will be very, very low, but the price will be very, very high, right? So it's really just this is, I think this is the right balance.
Yeah, I agree on that, but I want to say that these mechanics, they are not linear. It's not that you stake everything. Okay, yielding is more or less linear, but the price, we don't know how the price is going to behave. So that's why validators, they're adjusting to the current price.
But we cannot adjust rules of the network with any change in the price. You understand?
Yes,
that, right?
Mitja, yeah, please, Vladimir, let me give my 2 cents on that topic. Of course, the price currently is volatile, but you should understand that we start from very small base, and we never sold tokens. So it means that the more tokens, the more free float, the more stable become the whole that demand and supply balance. So now we are going forward into more balanced position, and like in half a year it should be it should be in much better shape. But let me start from another angle. Guys, let's just think about the fact that this is the only multi-threaded platform, the platform in production. And this is not, I mean, people think that this is like something blah, blah, which all other networks also saying. But if you think the theoretical throughput which can be done in one chain, you can just divide block size, which is like roughly 1 megabyte, by the size of real transaction, not fake transactions, like where you very, very small balance transfer, but some real transaction with signature 64 bytes, with hash 33 bytes. And you can see that any single threaded blockchain can only process low digit of 1,000 transactions per second. This is it. There's no way to do it faster at all. The numbers which Polka shows, they have probably 40 bytes of some small value transfer. Is 0 smart contracts in those transactions, and I mean, alone digital signature on elliptic curves takes 64 bytes. So it means that this is the only platform in the market, and there's no anyone even near to that. I mean, okay, actually, the near is the only platform which working on sharding, but they are in development. They are not in production, and who knows how long it will take. And this is not taking into account the all other infrastructure advantage and the whole stack behind the developer experience, behind the user experience. So this platform should show itself with really huge use cases which nobody will be able to copy at all. And this when adoption and price can go up, but not like by manipulating of some inflation or emission. That's my view.
Yeah,
totally
I agree on that.
Pavel, yeah.
I agree on that. I had this feedback from the validators, so I'm just
we understand. I mean, we understand the feedback because, right, you are from the validator standpoint. Okay, I'm running the node, I have my costs, and here is the emission, and the emission goes down, so the amount of tokens I get is less, and now I'm worried about that. And if I just convert it to the current price, I may get some. Well, first of all, even if you just convert it to the current price, you still, like, if you compare that with the I don't know, with Ethereum mining or whatever, like, yeah. So it's the function of this is still good. Like you're still not bankrupt. Like I hope. So you're covering your cost. Yeah, you're covering your cost definitely, and you're making some nice, digits on that. But yeah, as Pavel said, I totally agree on the kind of scalability calculation there. I think there is a lot of buzz around like manipulated numbers of the transaction counts. Of course, like when you say like 40,000 transactions per second, what is the transactions? How did you count them? What kind of transaction are they? You just transfer the balance without invoking any smart contracts execution, nothing like that, and you're counting that in 40,000. when we counting 40,000, for example, we're counting 40,000 of real smart contracts executions, which make some instructions and do them and so on and so forth. So, and just to summarize Pavel's point, actually, one of the near co-founders said nicely, I heard a few weeks ago, when he said that if, for example, Anatoly would write, we would still be sitting all on the mainframes today, right? So the multi-threaded execution is the way of the future for certain. There is no other way to scale, really. And imagine that we are the only blockchain that actually has this architecture, which performs right now, and you can like check it's in production, right? So yeah, I would not worry too much. For me, I'm just not looking at the price, just not interested, because it's really does not reflect. Just reflect some current speculation of the current market, like how some of the participants view the blockchain without going and really dig deeper into the details of what we're doing. But as any progress made platform, it's always, you know, in the end comes to the general knowledge. Like, everyone will see that. So it will just take some time.
Yeah, I totally understand our position, and I'm really worrying about validators. I think the main reason that this problem arose is because of the vesting extend. If we didn't extend the vesting, I think everything would be fine. And as initial member, I voted. I think it's a good thing for a startup blockchain or early stage blockchain to extend the vesting, because in startups you vest for 3-4 years. That's why I thought it's a good idea, but I got this feedback and I wanted to share. And another thing, I really urge to check Solana. I just went to the website and to one of the services which does do non-custodial staking, and they promise 15% yield for Solana and Polka. And that's really, that worries me much more, because I think they could extend the yield to attract more users, and we should also be looking at our competitors. So.
You can do that, by the way. You saw that SEX just announced, you know, staking on Ton with 20% yield.
CEX, right?
CEX, yeah. Well, yeah, how you pronounce it together?
Yes, please.
People can get client by subsidizing that yield, but this is marketing, not economy of need.
But now with the Ludi, with the Rust Cup DePools, you will have yield which is like more than anything you had in other blockchains. So
yeah, and moreover, guys, I mean, really, we saw it all in DeFi. It goes up and then go down the same easy way as it goes up. It's not sustainable. The only thing is sustainable is to build real cases. And I mean, just this is Friton is now the only platform which can handle real scalable real cases.
Yes, I'd like to jump in to tell a small like thing that
Ivan, it's really hard to hear you. Can you?
Yeah. I will speak louder. So we will have soon the automated token distribution, like was like this automated contest system, right? And what we may do, like if speaking like pragmatically, what we can do, we can track the free float. And we can track the speed of tokens moving out and compare it with the speed of implementing like use cases, and maybe it will like affect our decision making on like price pool for contests, etc. And maybe this will make like validators like a little calm down when we will see the statistics on like how much tokens going out every day, and maybe taking some steps to reduce that amount. So this is like community-driven stuff, and I think like it's self-solvable.
Yeah, I also don't think we're here to manipulate the price of the token. So we need to do it careful. What we're doing is what I think is good for the development of the community, to get the users, use cases, developers on board. And of course, I don't think we're here to kind of, now I don't think it's a time to worry about the price of the token, really.
Okay, well, let me move to next question. This will be the last one from me.
Yeah, listen, Ivan, you sound like you're in a cocoon inside a tent, inside a glove. You sound like you're. That's what you sound. Do you have like?
Okay. Let's try.
There we go.
No,
for Christ's sake. But before we go there, I just wanted to also address Vladimir Maslikov's question. I was on the forum when the turmoil started. I'm well aware of it, and we got all sorts of conflicting points of view. But I will say that there were literally people that were writing, my point is to dump the tokens. I want the tokens, I want to dump them. I mean, they were literally saying that. So, it sort of comes down to the idea that, when people are that, and that's their right, but that's not good for the network. So
no, it's not that that's not good for a network. It's great for a network because people who don't believe in the project won't have tokens. This is great for the network because we will have these tokens.
They'll go away.
These tokens will vote. So I rather have people who bought the token or acquired the token, holding them to vote for the future of this platform, rather than people who just having token dumping them. Right. So let them dump.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a big part of it because there's so many of them, and there's no way to predict what each individual actually wants to do. And they made themselves very clear. They have no interest in the network. They want to enrich themselves as quickly as possible and leave. Okay, goodbye, bye. I don't see a problem with that. That's what I think. Okay. Who else has a question? Ivan, you have your hand up. Pavel, do you still have a question too? If you don't have a question, put your hand down, please. If you do have a question, thank you. All right, Ivan, go ahead.
Yeah, so the last question was about the vesting. So for now, we have a lot of contests with vesting scheme introduced for big prizes. And I wanted to ask, how will we, will we move this vesting payouts via some DePool stakes? Obviously, maybe it's like the more simplest way. And if assuming that, the question is which DePool we will choose for given contest. Will the participant? What do you think about it? Will the participant choose?
I think it doesn't matter which DePool. The participant can choose the DePool and allow vesting for a certain address, for the governance address, on subgovernance address, and the subgovernance deploy the vesting for him.
Okay, so yeah, okay, thank you. And yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, we have a question on YouTube. It's written in Russian, and they're asking for an answer in Russian. Fortunately, this is not a Russian-speaking stream, so I'm going to answer it in English, or I'm not going to answer it. But they're asking when is Freeton Sites going to be launched?
Oh, again.
Yeah, I don't
Freeton
even.
Sites again.
What is Freeton Sites?
Yeah, what is Freeton Sites?
Yeah.
Let me add a few comments regarding this because I reserved that question many times. They're asking that because
I know why they ask that. We're trolling them, Robo.
Yeah.
So you can do Freeton. Wait, you can do Freeton Sites right now.
Yeah, agree. Totally. You can put your JavaScript or HTML, whatever, in your smart contract and give it out inside a DeBot and implement a DeBot browser, and there you go.
No, it's easier. The Ton Sites, the original code of the C++ node with the Ton Sites is available.
Oh, well,
that's
dirty MVP. Mitja,
Guys,
that's
I
dirty
suppose
MVP.
that
It doesn't work.
guys, I suppose that they're waiting for one-click solution. I suppose.
Oh,
so.
that's DeBots. You need to forget
Yeah.
about sites and start writing DeBots. I totally agree with Ivan. Just whenever you think site, think DeBot. That's it.
Tutorial in 1 hour
Yeah.
on writing
Welcome
DeBots.
everyone.
Yeah, and
Please
by
come.
the way, DeBots are much wider and abstract than sites, because sites you have site in browser, and when you're talking about DeBot, you have like it everywhere. It may have any interface, like or simultaneously handling several interfaces, like So the site is basically everywhere on every place where you have some interface.
Yeah, DeBots are great, by the way. Totally rocks.
Great, but on a serious note, I mean, let's answer the question. I think the question was regarding MVP, which is on this button, which is on freeton.org. And my understanding of the thing, and I'm not close to this, is that some kind of backendish part of that has to be rewritten. So more specific question would be like, who is doing this and when is it coming?
I don't think that was the question. If I understood correctly, the question was about ton sites. Ton sites is a proxy for websites over
the question
ton.
literally reads, when do you plan to launch free ton sites?
Well, free ton sites, if it's relates to the ton sites, the original proposal by Nikolai Durov, then the answer is never, and the same answer is you can do it yourself. If you're talking about free ton website, then there are, I hope, will be many free ton websites, and we are working just now on making just a page which would make a library of all the available community resources, and you can create your own website for Freeton and list it in this catalog basically, and that's it. I think this is personally, I think this is the way to go. There should be no one like site, because we already see there are many community resources which are great, by the way, and so there should be not one of them, I think.
I agree.
They also serve different purposes.
Which one we will place on Freeton.org?
No, there none. Freeton.org will just redirect to, not redirect, but it will just have a basically banners of all the websites available in the community.
Wow, nice idea. Nice idea.
That's a good idea. However, there should be my personal point of view. I know it's shared by many people. Is that there should be proper onboarding. There shouldn't be a mess. Like if it's a catalog, it should be a nice catalog, But it's proper onboarding. People who come to the network first, like for example, try Dune.network. I'm looking at Ben. It's beautiful. I mean, you come there and you understand everything that's going on in the ecosystem.
I think it's a little bit corporate, don't you think?
I'm just kidding. I'm just trolling a little bit Ben, and he's. But on a serious note, it's just for me, onboarding is important, and then of course it can lead to multiple resources. It should lead to multiple resources.
Well, I think the onboarding is through the multiple resources. That's what I think. Like the onboarding should be done through the multiple resources. And
the user story doesn't start from website. It starts from like the user get known about the project somewhere, okay, and here where or onboarding starts. Exactly. It starts before he comes to website. On website, he just want to go to the place where he already knows. So the website is a navigation in the place which you already know.
Okay, can we just stick to the hand raising?
Yeah, let's skip.
No.
Agree.
Not that I'm referring to anyone in particular, Ivan, but can we just raise our hands and sort of, instead of interjecting every time? I know it's a discussion, but we're
I think
trying.
Ivan is also allowed to raise his leg.
Okay. Hopefully not his third leg. Sorry, that was inappropriate. Okay. We have a couple questions coming from YouTube. Hi. Since Freeton is focusing on bringing investors into DePools, do you agree it is crucial for users to have a very simple tool for investing into DePools?
Yeah, exactly. We love that tool called DeBot, DePool DeBot, and yes, we should have it soon.
Michael Kabanov asks, when DePress, sir? Michael Kabanov, go back and watch the video. It was answered.
Today, Michael, today.
There you go, brother. Right. Is there a plan to build this functionality? And by this functionality, meaning the simple access to DePools into TonSurf?
DeBot. DeBots. When DeBots are coming to TonSurf, every possible simple functionality comes simultaneously with it.
So it's coming to TonSurf
soon.
Soon.
It's
Got that?
Guys, it's very dangerous phrase, really.
No, we have stickers for that. Wait a second. We cannot let the community down. We spent so many hours on creating this sticker set with the stickers of soon. Animated soon stickers.
Okay. All right. Any more questions in the call? Because we're done from YouTube. We're done from written in questions. So unless
Thank you, bye, everyone. It was great hearing you.
Let's not do that just like that. Let's either do it traditionally or give people a chance to have a last minute question. Because if anybody does have one, please do raise your hand. If not, thank you very much for coming.
Guys, please tell about the next call, please.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. That's my fault. Well, I said it twice, I think, but let me say it again. So in exactly 54 minutes at 2 p.m. UTC, Universal Time, 3 p.m. Central European Time, which is basically Paris, Germany, etc. There will be a DeBot tutorial, how to write DeBots. Guys, really, guys, gals, everybody, please come to that. If you wanna know, this is your chance. From there, it ain't gonna be free. So
that's a good idea, Anya. You should write that down.
Yeah. So there's your chance. So please come.
It's your last chance.
Last chance. Last DeBot chance. So there's a Zoom link and there's also a YouTube link. So use the YouTube. I think the Zoom link only handles like about 100 people, and we're hoping to have more than that actually watching. So get ready. 53 minutes now and counting down. All right. And speaking of counting down, Ivan, next time. Enough of you.
No, please. This is really serious.
Okay.
Yeah, some guy from Ton Labs said that he will release the test suite for smart contracts on Monday, but
yes, it will be released once all the press release preparations are done. So still in progress. We will, it's a pretty big release for us, so should wait for a couple
it's really great tool. Like played with it a little bit. It's really great.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, guys.
See you in 50 minutes.
We'll see you in 52 minutes, and then we'll see you again next week. Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Bye.